Now, this is chapter 20. It's gonna be good from now on, so what should we do? I don't know, it's kinda obvious also. I agree. So what should we do now? I don't know. Why did we figure out this murder? It's kinda obvious. Okay. Why did we say so before? I don't know. It's still true. Right, of course. Still kinda obvious. Yep. I don't get around here this much. No, definitely. Agree. Yep. I don't get around here this much. But he's supposed to be here. For some reasons. Well, this gives me a good choice. Alright then. So, what should we do? Well, we gotta find them first. If they have to. Come on. Well, this is it. Whoa. I don't see around here, but this will do. It's kinda obvious, also. Are you sure it was this? Not yet, definitely. Of course. Knew this supposed to happen. Yep. Okay. Coming through. Hey, okay, you can talk to them. Excuse me, coming through. What's up? Wait a minute. Batman? I was right about that, by the way. If I can see him, by the way. It's kinda obvious. Okay. I hope so. I will figure this out. And by the way, right, of course. It's kinda obvious. I know, definitely. I agree. Step away. No, don't need that. Okay, that did not supposed to happen. Wait a minute. For some reasons... Hold up a sec. For some reasons... So, you're Batman? Yes. I was missing the whole part, Vigilante. Right, of course. I know, definitely. Why you spoons them before? I don't know. Right, of course. It's kinda for that, by the way. Wait, you do? Yep. Figured out this murder, but that's still kinda obvious. I know, definitely. Agree. Yep. I don't get around here this much, but you know what this would do? Agree. I guess I was right for a bit. Yep. Spoon's law, by the way. I know, it's supposed to happen. Agree. If you assume, how are we gonna find others? I don't know about that. Right, of course. I knew this supposed to happen. It gets around you this much. I know, definitely. So, you're not gonna tell me about it? No. They're around here for some reasons. Right, of course. I know it's kinda obvious. Also, why do we figure out this murder? I don't know. I figured out this before, but I didn't know this. Right, of course. It's kinda obvious, isn't? Not yet, definitely. Of course. I stand correctly, but what are we gonna do? I don't know. Right. Why did I spoon step before? We don't know? Right, of course. Knew this was supposed to happen. Wait, how do you know this? I don't know. Right, of course. Knew this was supposed to happen, but it gets around here this much, you know? It's kinda obvious. I know, definitely. Why do you figure out this before? I know, it's kinda obvious. Wait, you do? Yep. Of course. Knew this was supposed to happen. Okay. It's kinda obvious, by the way. Wait a minute. If I can assume, it's still kinda obvious, also. Right, of course. Where are you gonna keep finding this stuff? It just gets around here. Even since, by the way. Okay, I knew this was supposed to happen. It was kinda obvious, but I can't figure this out. Of course, it was kinda obvious. How are you gonna figure this out? I know. Right, of course. It was kinda obvious, isn't it? I don't know, there's like nothing to do. Oh, you're right. Yep. Okay. Can't figure out what to do. So what are we supposed to do? I just don't know, we don't have it yet. Whoa. Okay, this is not going so well. Yeah. Okay. I don't see around here this much. But you know what? This would do. It's kind of that, by the way. Right, of course. How do you know it's... I don't know. This is not supposed to be. But it gets around here this much. Whoa! Cool, right? And also, hold on. Whoa. That's cool, right? They were here for some reasons, if I can assume. Right, of course. I know, it's supposed to happen. Agreed, definitely. Wait, why did we figure out this before? I know. They get around me this much. Right, of course. I know, it's supposed to happen to murder. Okay. I knew this was supposed to happen. That's the truth, by the way. If I can assume... I guess it's too obvious. Yes! So what should we do first? Well, we need to find them if we had to find the others. Right, of course. I knew this was supposed to happen. So that would be... no one with Batman? Yep. Of course. Well, I guess you got that right. I'm still with them, by the way. Right, of course. And just be careful about that place, okay? It gets around here this much. No, it's kinda obvious. Also. Alright then. Are you sure you realize that? That would be a no. Okay. If you said so, it's kinda obvious. Also, I know, definitely. You know what? I guess I'll leave them. Whoa, careful. I will be careful this time. Right, of course. Well, I guess they're gonna do it. Yes! Oh, wait a minute. They're gonna do it? Yep. If they had to find it, there might be around here. Right, of course. It's kinda obvious. Isn't? Not yet, definitely. I know, it gets around here this much. If I can assume, it happens for a while, you know? Right, of course. I knew this was supposed to happen, but it happens for a while, isn't? Not yet, definitely. Of course. I knew this was supposed to happen. It's a little bit familiar. It's kinda obvious. Right. Why did I figure out this before? That's okay. We'll figure out what to do, and we'll try to fix out the rest. If they have to. Right, of course. Why did we spoon that before? I don't know. It's getting obvious. Right, of course. Well, I know what to do about them. But they're kinda obvious, also. I know, definitely. What should we do now? I don't know, it's kinda obvious, also. I figured out this earlier. Alright, of course. How do you know this? I don't know yet. Right, of course. Knew this was supposed to happen. Yep. It's kinda obvious, isn't? Not definitely. Of course. Alright then. Whew, we got a lot of things to do. No, definitely. You're not gonna tell me about it? No, not yet. I agree from now on. You can assume. Play later. Okay. Well, I did not expect you was here. I know, definitely. It gets around here this much, if I assume. Alright, of course. It was kinda obvious if I had to choose. It was kinda obvious, isn't? Not yet, definitely. Of course. That's the reason why I got that from earlier. Right. How are we gonna figure this out? I don't know, it's kinda obvious. Also, I figured out this from earlier. Right, of course. I know, it's supposed to happen. Well, that's all. I know, definitely. I agree. I know, it's supposed to happen. It just gets around here this much, you know? Alright, of course. I know, definitely. How is this supposed to happen? I don't know. Okay, I knew it was supposed to happen. Yep, gets around here this much. Alright, of course. I didn't know this.